So what will you do if you don't get in this year? Not unusual at all to come across these questions. You might turn up for your medical school interview, dental school interview, and you come across these questions and you think, whoa, what's this all about? What if I don't get in? Have you thought about it? Because you know what, if you look at the statistics, a lot of people don't get in. It's a very competitive process. So what they want to know is, let's gauge these people. Let's look at their commitment. Let's look at their passion. Do they have a realistic backup plan in case things don't work out this year? They want to know, they want to find out about your desire. Is it genuinely for medicine, for dentistry? Is this a persistent calling? Or is it just a fleeting interest you had? It's interesting this year, but actually you're not that bothered. You'll move on to something else next year. They're looking for maturity and an element of persistence from you, but certainly not despair. So when it comes to answering this question, I need you to think about, how do I reaffirm my commitment? How can I answer that question? Why? So you need to be unequivocally, I don't know if I pronounced that right, but you need to unequivocally state that medicine, or dentistry for that matter, it's your ultimate professional goal. And you failing to get in this admission cycle isn't the end of the world for you. It's not going to deter you. You will come back because you will be persistent. That is where you want to end up, and you'll come back the following year. My decision to pursue medicine is deeply rooted in X, Y, and Z. Mention your core values, etc. The experiences you've had, what you've come across, why you want to do it. Give them some stories. But what you want to show as part of that is you're superbly committed to this. You're not going to be deterred. If things don't go the right way this year, you will keep at it and come back again and keep knocking on that door. After that, what you might want to do is talk about your specific plan, if you like. If things don't go in the right direction, what will you do? All right, you need to show some awareness, a realistic plan of action, and how your journey will look like between now and next year when you come back. This is very, very crucial. And it shows that you've thought about plan Bs. You're not just turning up, you're thinking about, if things don't work out this way, I'll do this and I'll do that. It has to be part of your thinking, all right? You might say that, look, over the next year, what I intend to do is I'm going to use it productively. For example, I might enroll onto like a foundation program, onto, say leadership courses, or I might redo some subjects because I've got a passion in this and that. You're going to use it productively. All right. I'm going to seek out a program in leadership, in management, in this, in that. I might go to industry and spend some time looking at management within the NHS or within a care facility, etc. Because that will then do X, Y, and Z to me as a person. That will then grow me in a certain way. All right. So you're showing that the time is being used productively. Remember, I spoke about in my other video about strengths and weaknesses. You may say, well, actually, in a way, this could be great because in that time, I will address some of my challenges, areas of weakness, i.e., in my experience, i.e., I said to you guys before, I struggled to stay awake at night. All right. So I did loads of twilight shifts, evening shifts, night shifts in care facilities and so forth. Now you might say, well, actually, I'm going to focus on this a bit more. To develop my leadership skills, I'll do X, Y, and Z. To develop my ability to work in the evenings and nights, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. I.e., I'm not going to waste this time. I am going to use this time to address areas that I want to develop because I see them as interesting or I see them as challenging or something like that. So, take time to reflect on your application and the interview, all right? And make sure you're not just turning up as plan A. Turn up as somebody who's committed to plan A, but also there's plan Bs and there's plan Cs just in case. So overall, what I want you to do is when you face a question like that, you don't go into desperate mode. You show composure. You show reflection. You show that This is my plan A. Hopefully, I'll be fine this year. But if not, my plan B is to do X, Y, and Z because of this and that reason. And therefore, I will come back stronger. I will come back more well prepared. And I will keep on knocking on these doors until I get in. That's essentially what we want to do. All right. Show a humongous amount of resilience, humongous amount of passion for this journey.